It's time, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Passport Bros Show. It's your boy International. We are back with another one. Uh, guys, like the video first and foremost as soon as you get in. Start it off right, get us going. I'm gonna give y'all a minute to get into class. We are starting on time today. We are prompt today. Shout out to Show Nuff in the building. Show Nuff is here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's see who else is here. Give y'all a few minutes to get in. Class is in session. Cornell says foreigner. We got the child in here as well. What up? What up? What up? The mafia is deep. Calais is in here. The mafia is deep today. Shout out to all of y'all pulling up. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Me and Steve have been trying to go live. We have a ton of stuff to talk about, queued up, ready to go. We're just trying to get on the same schedule. Steve is with King right now. He's shooting some stuff for Art Basel. He is moving and shaking. He is networking with a lot of people right now, and he's meeting a lot of like celebrities every day. Um, let me name a few. Yesterday he was with ASAP Rocky and Rihanna. Um, 2 days ago he went to see Gunna. He was at the club with Gunna, Bryson Tiller, Quavo, and Offset. Quavo and Offset were in two different areas. So it still seemed like they got some beef going on, but he was kicking it with them the other day. Then after the Gunna event, he went to DJ Khaled's birthday party and he was kicking it with all them. It was a ton of people. Fat Joe, Jadakiss, Fab, um, all the people that we kind of watched growing up. Those type of people were there. A ton of baddies. He's making a ton of connections. He's helping a few other I want to say celebrities, but like streamers that are pretty decent name streamers that you guys would know if you heard their names. He's helping them. He's getting them set up with streaming kits, backpacks. He's selling them all that stuff. So guys, all this hard work that me and him have both been putting in, it's crazy to see like where we're at right now at the end of the year. So wanted to go live myself just to kind of check in with y'all, do a live, open up the panel, kick it with y'all, and just go live just because I didn't want it to be 2-3 weeks not going live just because we're busy. So we're gonna get the lives in when we can. I'm with family right now for the holidays. So I'll be going live when I can. He'll be going live when he can. And then we're gonna both be going live together when we both can do it. But shout out to him, definitely grinding. Yeah. Salute. Where's Alan? Cartagena? No, I am in the United States. Um, I am in the United States here for now, for a couple more weeks. And then we're throwing the biggest party that anybody's ever seen in the history of parties, with Don Banks. It's going to be legendary. We're doing a Mentuition meetup, our first ever meetup, going out with a bang, starting off strong. And we got a big announcement coming up. We got to get these likes to where they need to be, and then we'll do the big announcement. But yeah, man, we'll open up the panel. I'll go over a few things. I got like mad stuff, so anytime I see something that's like interesting, I queue it up, I save it in a folder, and I get it prepared for the show. I don't want to go over all of my topics without Steve because I want to have like a really dope conversation and talk about everything. But there's some stuff that we could talk about together. I'm gonna drop the link for y'all. I'll start to go over some of the stuff. If y'all want to pull up, y'all can. But I got a few different stories to talk about. Let me see what the chat's saying. Everybody here, bro? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Whole lot of mafia. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Salute. Salute. I was supposed to be at the B-Day party in Miami. At Khaled's birthday, Calais? You were supposed to be there too? Damn. CJ, I'm giving you your wrench right now because last time I couldn't because it wasn't my stream, it wasn't our stream. I'm going to stop what I'm doing right now. Let me give you a wrench. Let me pull this up real quick. CJ, you are now wrenched up. You are now wrenched up officially. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Appreciate all of your support. He said, Online Nation would never do this to me. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. Calais said, yeah, so Calais was gonna run into Steve at college shit. That's crazy. Yeah, man, you'll I'm sure you'll probably run into him going forward just because he's out there moving and shaking, networking, um, doing some big things. And like I said, I just always laugh at the peanut gallery that was talking shit all year about this and Steve would literally be outside testing cameras like 20 like this nigga would be outside at 3 a.m. Go outside, do a walk, test. Yo, guys, I'm doing a test stream, blah, blah, blah. This nigga was relentless. He figured it out. He did everything that he needed to do. And now he got people hitting him up left and right. Yo, he make me a bag, blah, 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 all of that. And he's making some money off of that. And then he's making some great connections as well. John Wall was there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much everybody that's anybody right now is in Miami. A lot of big celebrities for Art Basel. I almost wish I was down there just because there's so much going on, and also it's cold right now where I'm at. I'm not feeling this cold weather. I'm not feeling this cold weather. I got to get back down to the south. To the south. I'm in the south, but I got to get down to the south, and South America too. Travel POV in the building. What up? What up? What up? I dropped the link, guys. If anybody wants to come up, you guys can come up, like the video, get the likes up. Let's see where the likes are at. I'll say once we get to 35, I'll drop the announcement that we have for the channel. Yeah, once we get to 35, I'll drop it. All right. As far as the first topic that we have queued up, let me get into it. Calais, guys, shout out to Calais. He just pulled up. I'm gonna bring him up to the stage while I am pulling up the first video that I wanted to show y'all. I'm gonna add Calais to the stage. What up, Calais?
Yeah, ho, what's good? What's good?
Chilling, bro. Was Gucci?
Not much, man. Just chilling. I just finished watching that documentary on Netflix, man.
The Diddy one.
Yeah, man.
I think I'm gonna
Other than
save that for.
other
Don't
than the,
spoil anything. I think I'm gonna
I'm not gonna
save that
spoil it.
for
I'm
the
not gonna spoil
Brazil
it.
trip.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but
Okay.
it was. I give a shout out to Curtis with the production. Like whatever cameras they're using, I need to stop sports betting and just invest in those cameras because the lens beautifully
Crispy.
shot. Bro. If I own two of those, oh my god, bro, Jesus, Mary Joseph, man,
Crispy. Crispy.
it's crispy, man. It's like once you get a chance to see it, man, like you understand what I'm saying. Like the interviews with these people and how they 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 shot it clean, crispy, crispy, clean.
What I'll say is,
But
part of me
fuck
wants to
Puffy,
watch
dog.
it. Part of me wants to watch it. Part of me doesn't want to watch it just because I look at it like this. Like, even though, like I said, Diddy's a horrible person,
Amen.
and I don't condone anything that he did. Um, I think that one, he shouldn't be in jail just because they found him not guilty. So just by the law, I don't think that he should be in jail until they find him guilty of the crimes that he committed. And two, just as like kind of like, I don't know, I just hate seeing us tearing each other down at the same time, you know.
You need to watch the documentary, man. But even before the documentary that came out, we
Bruh.
were talking behind the scenes, and we
Yeah,
like, and you know where I stand. Like, yeah, but at the same time, you gotta understand this dude was a dirty motherfucker. This dude, it's called karma, bro. You can't do things wrong to somebody and then expect something good to come out of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for years, back in 92, you have been doing wrong to people. And when you're saying, yeah, you don't want to see black people do harm to, he's been doing bad things to people, bro. Like,
I
you know what I'm
agree.
saying? You know what I'm
My
saying?
thing
So,
is,
like, you
bro,
got you.
we tear each other down, like we tear each other down too much. And I don't know. I don't like seeing people kicked when they're down. Me personally, I
If
am
you
gonna watch
deserve
it.
it, if you deserve it, yes, yes, you deserve. If you deserve it, yes, you just gotta you got like to me it's like this. Like I always live by this code where you always treat people with respect because you never know the outcome. It may not happen today, tomorrow, or a year. It's gonna take time for karma to knock on your door. It's like, yo, I'm coming to collect. That's how I live. I always treat people
Yeah.
with respect, man. Whether you're better than me, maybe you're, beneath me. I always treat people with respect, bro. But
Now
yeah,
I agree with treating people with respect. However, 50's mad that Diddy smashed his baby mom or whatever and has been dragging him through the dirt. Now, some of the stuff I will say is funny. I can't deny it. Part of me is just like, we're dragging each other down. The other part is I don't though I don't think he should be in jail for that stuff. There is stuff that I think that he did and that me and Steve know people personally that were at some of these events that were underage. So it's not. I say he might not have been guilty of that, but he was guilty of something. So that's why part of me, I'm like, I don't know, I'm kind of torn on the
but
whole
if you
thing.
do watch the interview, I mean, if you watch the documentary and just skip the last episode. There's 4 episodes. Don't watch episode 4, right? But just watch 1, 2, and 3, and then I guarantee your perspective of this human is going to change. Like if
I mean,
all
I
the
gotta watch it
artists
all.
if all the artists are saying something about this dude, they all cannot be lying, bro.
Hmm. I don't know. I've seen people. I've seen people come together. It's not like I said. This isn't. I've seen that happen and that not be true. and people do come together and all lie, and I've seen that happen a million times. But this isn't one of those cases. Like I said, I do think he's guilty of some of the things that he did.
Most of the
However,
things he did, not
most
some.
of the things he did, yeah, most of the things he did, I think he is guilty of. But I don't think that you should be able to put people in jail justice wise unless you have clear, concise evidence, and then you know. So he beat the charges. He beat the worst charges, and they still put him in jail
Yeah, I
for
mean,
a long
of
time.
I
And they'll
mean,
probably up the charges, up all this stuff after the documentary.
he's
So
out and he's happy. Of course, he's happy that the major one has been he found on guilty, because if it was, they would have freeze his account. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He would be like financially screwed. Like, you know what I'm saying? But just to change the subject though, I know your ass is happy about the biggest event for New Year's Eve. Look at you doing the Birdman, bro. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
the shit's gonna be legendary, bro. It's gonna be legendary.
Class.
Um, yeah, you know how I don't like selling stuff and hyping stuff up, but I mean, this is it speaks
I'm
for
going to
itself.
sell it
It's
because
gonna be
I
crazy.
already witnessed like this past
It's gonna be
March.
crazy.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it's gonna
saying?
be crazy.
I already know what's going to happen. And shit.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Um, and then yeah, we got that going on. The meetup's gonna be dope. Like I said, meeting everybody for the first time, a lot of people, and we met you. We met a lot of the people in the mafia. Met like pretty much met Kev B. I met King H. I met you. I met CJ. Um, I met a lot of people in the mafia. Um, I don't know. I got to think about it. But Dashiki, meeting Cornell, that's going to be dope. And there's going to be a lot of people down there that are going to come to this party, and a lot of people have already bought tickets. The tickets are selling pretty good. Um, I think by the time maybe the next week or so, week and a half, we might be out of them. Um, the girls are ready. Everybody's hit me up. What day are you coming in? All this stuff. Steve
Hey,
got girls lined up. Um, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Uh, Shout out to Cornell. He said he's studying Portuguese on Duolingo. Get your Duolingo up, man.
shout out
Yeah,
to
that's
Cornell, man.
every little bit's gonna help. Knowing the language definitely helps out a lot. I gotta get on my shit because I was studying Spanish like crazy, and then um I put a lot of it on hold, and I gotta get back to it. I'm gonna go strong again after the new year. So yeah. So you were gonna fly down to Miami?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
This was
Cause
for work
no,
or
cause
personal?
I'm cool with some of these former NBA players, bro. Come on, you
Oh,
know what
okay.
I do at work. You know what I'm saying? So, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
but the reason I couldn't go because I got to be at work. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
That's what I was thinking. I was like, are you gonna be able to get off work to be able to
yeah.
go?
I see Alonzo Mourning was there. You know what I'm saying? Of course, my boy John Wall was there. You know what I'm saying? Um, it looked like it was crazy. You know what I'm saying, for a DJ Khaled shit and whatnot. So you know, Miami, man, gotta love Miami. Gotta
Yeah.
love it, man.
When
I
it's lit and when there's shit going on, it's cool. But whenever there's not nothing going on, it's just
You be
I don't know. I
dry.
was talking. Yeah, it's super like it just sucks because like 5 years ago, Miami was crazy. But a lot of these places, like a lot of these big cities, were crazy. I'm sure shit, DC's probably changed. I don't think it's dried up though, from what I've seen. But
Hmm.
Miami's kind of dried up. Uh,
Shit.
yeah. So I'm gonna get into this first story. I definitely want to know your thoughts on it. I'm gonna pull up a article real quick.
I was just talking to my dog today, earlier today, and he was like, "Yo, man, because we're going to Medi," and he was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yo, man, should I bring condoms?" I was like, "If we do, don't buy too much, and if you do, take it off the pack. You know what I'm saying, and just put it in your pockets. You know what I'm saying, because
Yeah.
he doesn't trust the condoms in Medi. You know what I'm saying. So, but you know, shit's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, bring them, just put them in your pockets. I mean, you ain't going to get turned around if you have like a few. I mean, if you're there for a day, you're not going to need, I mean, if you're there for a few days, you're not going to really need a shit ton. It's the people that travel with a lot. And I was traveling with a lot just because I I wasn't coming back to the States. So I just had a lot on me just because I was traveling for months at a time. But, this past time I went to when I went to Cartagena a few weeks ago for my birthday, man, I ain't get no trouble, no problems, no nothing. I've never gotten really stopped or searched anything crazy. They searched me one time, um, but it wasn't like anything crazy, like bring you into the room, look at your phone. That really hasn't happened too much. The closest thing was they stopped me one of the times going to the United States from Medi, and then they made me take my shoes off. And
Do you
then
had a triple S on your ticket?
triple S. No, what's
Yeah,
that?
if you have a triple S on your boarding pass, that's the reason they will stop you and like do some searching and all that kind of shit. Because that happened to me like 2 years ago.
Triple S. Was they
It's,
just that's
it's just
just
like
random?
it's like a dollar sign, like three of them, and I saw it on my boarding pass. And what they did was, they called me on the side. They, like you said, they take you like they tell you like take off your shoes. They search you. They check your backpack and whatnot, and check if
Yeah.
anything is in there. And then if if they feel comfortable, they just let you go. But yeah, I noticed that if you check your boarding pass, if it has like some type of like a S, like three of them, that means you're gonna get searched.
And it's on the printed out boarding passes, I'm assuming.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, because I usually use the app. Um, I might have had a printed out one. I don't think I really looked at it, but yeah, I got searched. They took my phone, but they didn't like go into my phone or ask anything like that. They just like, you know how they like do that little swab and they check for drugs, like drug residue.
Yeah,
That's what they did on my phone.
yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, that's the closest that they've done. And that's just random. So it's not really, like I said, if you go there with some common sense, you dress well, you don't have to have a three-piece suit on, but shit, dress. Don't dress like you rolled out of bed. Don't look like a stereotypical passport, bro. Go there with some common sense. Be confident. Answer the questions, but don't give too much information. Um, have your all of the information that they need ready. Your B&B, how long you're going to be there. Have an itinerary. Have all that stuff. You
yeah.
really don't run into problems. So
No doubt. And shout out to Timbo. No doubt, man. If you know information is good to teach somebody, you know what I'm saying? But also shout out to you, Al. I think it was you or somebody else that said to get this app, and all you had to do is just forward and it makes the itinerary for you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yep,
So
it's called
so
Trip It.
yeah, trip it. So when you go to um the what should we call it? Fuck. This is I know what it is though, but when they check your shit and they ask you question, all you do is just show them the itinerary and they just leave you be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Yeah. Yep. So if y'all download that app, it helps. Yeah, and just don't do stupid shit. Don't go there with 100 condoms. I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious. I want to play this video real quick.
Forget the sex toys too, bro.
Yeah. So this is some interesting news. Basically what's happening now is the Ohio lawmakers have introduced a bill that they're trying to get passed that basically stops people from having dual citizenship. So if it gets passed, that was what would happen. I saw a lot of false information like, oh, they're stopping dual citizen. No, it's a bill that has to get passed. I don't think that it will get passed anytime soon. There's a lot of high up people that have dual citizenship. The people that have dual citizenship, they're the higher up people. Like, they aren't gonna let that shit fly. But it could be a problem for a lot of people if this bill does get passed. A lot of people that are expats that are living over in other countries that have dual citizenship, or if you have families in other countries, they're going to make you choose the United States. So that could be something that could interfere with this Passport Bros movement and things like that. So I'll play the video. We'll talk about it. I'll play it straight through, and then we can talk about it right afterwards.
Welcome back. A senator from Ohio is looking to do away with dual citizenship. Republican Senator Bernie Moreno has introduced the Exclusive Citizenship Act of 2025. The bill would make it so no one may be a U.S. citizen or national while also holding citizenship from another country.
If an American voluntarily acquires citizenship in another country, they would then relinquish their U.S. status. If passed, those who already have dual citizenship would then have to pick one or the other.
Now, while the U.S. government doesn't keep statistics on dual citizens, it's estimated that more than 40 million Americans are eligible. I want to bring in our chief legal analyst, Conley Rhodes, to break this down. So say this passes, and what would be the legal hurdles there? Because the Constitution protects some things saying, well, we just can't take your citizenship away, right?
This seems to be a great idea, except it's unconstitutional. So it's dead on arrival. Let me start there. 1958, a case called Perez came out, and Congress was attempting to revoke folks with foreign dual citizenship if they participated in foreign elections. Well, that was overturned in 1967 with a case called Rusk, where they held the government cannot, because it is, as you mentioned, a constitutionally protected fundamental right under the 14th Amendment. So I think there'd be absolutely zero chance that this stands constitutional muster. They can try to pass it. Good luck, but there will be absolutely no chance that it's constitutional. Congress has tried to implement something like this on its own membership, where they want their own members to say, hey, you have to announce if you have dual citizenship when you're going to be a candidate, when you're seeking election. And those are things that they probably could do. And I'm not sure what limitations it could have, but to enforce their own party internal workings, their members to be able to do that, yes. But in terms of striking and removing your citizenship just because you have citizenship somewhere else, yeah, I mean, I understand what this congressman in Ohio was saying, that when I came here from Colombia, I got rid of, and it was my proudest day to, revoke and remove any connection to my other country, but there's no requirement. So it's good for you, but it's not good for everyone else. So good luck with passing this and allowing Congress to do this and the Supreme Court to strike it down.
I know you said it would be DOA, but if it were to go forward, I mean, some of the brightest minds in our country, in the Carolinas, Khalif, are probably dual citizens. I mean, look at the Research Triangle. We got so many, that medical community and the work at Duke and others. What would that do to even just the job market?
Substantially diminish it. I mean, quote Elon Musk again, these individuals that come here are citizens from another country, come here to work because they're adding a benefit that we may not have at the time. So they're teaching, they're not just coming to work, they're instructing and giving their skill set to folks here so that we can learn. If you're now saying that you're going to have to make a choice, is what his words were, they're going to choose to probably stay at home because you're paying them a lot of money to come here to help.
And so enforcing this also for people who already have dual citizenship, very impractical. And it's retroactive punishment, sort of, and that can't be legal either, can it?
I don't think any of this portion sounds legal. I mean, it's right now, I've said this a couple of times. We are, President Trump's request is to be American first, and any of these nationalist type of ideas that's putting America first sounds great on paper, but in actuality, something like this is going to be hard to implement. But they're giving folks that have dual citizenship, if this passes within the language, a year to, to revoke your other citizenship. But you got to think about it. The reason you have dual citizenship, maybe you have another parent that was born in another country, and you want to be able to take and appreciate some of the benefits that come with being a citizen of both. That's allowed. Now to say you can't because somehow you should remove your citizenship here. Well, if you were born here, if you were born to an American parent, you're a citizen. So you're actually a citizen in both. That's going to be a problem, which I think constitutionally will be struck down. Retroactive punishment, unconstitutional as well. There'll be a number of problems with this.
Again, our chief legal analyst, Conleth Rhodes, weighing in on this for us. And again, the congressman probably knows this. So the question is, why even submit it in the first place? But Khalif, thank you for that.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart.
Okay. So, man, what do you think about this, Khalif?
Bunch of bollocks, man. It's not gonna get passed, man. It's not.
To get passed right now either.
But even the thought of it, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Why would you even think about that? And I think that it's something, I mean, they're saying, oh, it's illegal, so it won't get passed. It'll just get shut down. No, like government does things that are illegal all the time, right? It's not legal for them to just go bombing these boats that they suspect of having drugs, right? That's not legal. You're supposed to get clearance, and you got to go through Congress to get the okay to do certain things, but we're skipping that step and just blowing up the ships, right? So
I mean, first, the even if this, let's say this bill does get, presented, it has to get passed by the Senate and by the House of Representatives first. You know what I'm saying? So how's that gonna work? How many seats are in the House? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know, bro.
Are they red or blue?
Majority, if they have a majority
of Republicans,
yeah. If it's majority Republican and it's a Republican bill that they're trying to pass, then maybe I'm not saying now. I don't think it will happen anytime soon, but I could definitely see something like this. They're saying it's unconstitutional. Well, technically, the right, I mean, you have the Second Amendment right to bear arms. In certain states, you don't have that right. So technically, that's unconstitutional. So, it's there's ways that they can implement things that aren't necessarily like I don't rely on the Constitution to save me from from people doing what they want to do. If they want to do it, they'll find a way to get it done. But yeah, I think that they want to keep people in America without taking advantage of cheaper living in other countries. Nasty work.
Yeah, everyone is leaving America. It's hard. Living in America is very expensive. The cost of living is extremely high. The cost of food, and I'm not talking about food that is good for us. The food that's not good for us. You know what I'm saying? People are moving to Thailand. People are moving to Costa Rica. You know what I'm saying? U.S. don't want that. If people are leaving the states, it's going to hurt them. It's going to hurt their pockets.
Exactly. And how do you stop people from leaving the states?
When you come up with bullshit ass bill like that.
Exactly. You come up with bullshit like this. That's the whole thing. Yeah, they may not pass this right away. I wouldn't say it's necessarily out of the question in the future, but they're going to start coming up with laws and different things to make it more difficult.
They're trying to create fear. They bring in fear.
Yeah, and they're trying to just create laws that'll force people to do certain things. And then countries are making it more difficult for people to get in, like Thailand. Thailand's making it very difficult for people to people to get visas to be there. You can't just, do what they were doing in the past and just staying there. And a lot of people and passport bros are leaving Thailand and going to other places like Vietnam and certain things like that. I think a lot of it has to do with, people going out over these countries, crashing out as well, just doing craziness over in these other countries, fighting, doing stuff that just, makes America look bad. And then people say, I don't want these people in my country. And then they start coming up with laws to make it difficult. And then America doesn't want people to leave. So, they're going to come up with laws too. So, you really just gotta find different ways now to kind of do what you want to do. So you're mad for doing shit illegally and overstaying. Nobody said anything about doing shit illegally and overstaying. I have no idea what you're talking about, Drew. Shout out to our guy, Mr. Miyagi, in the building.
Yo.
Money in the building too. Yep. So yeah, you got to elaborate on what I have no idea what you're talking about. That has nothing to do with the conversation. That last comment. Yep. So yeah, it's
What the hell is that? What is he is he smoking meth?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, they are making some pretty crazy laws. There's another law that DC Rob was talking about. I'm gonna play that video. This is actually in Colombia. This is another crazy law that I don't think that they think about these laws before they pass them. But this one was kind of, it made no sense to me. Let's see. This one. Okay.
Breaking news. Want to be a stepdad? New rule would require stepdads to pay child support in Colombia. If you're not familiar with my channel, I report the news for Central and South America with a special attention on Medellin, Colombia, and Colombia as a whole. I do these videos for those that want to know before they go, as well as for expats who live there that want to hear the news in English. Quick heads up. Americans in Colombia applying for a visa now need an FBI background check. Get yours in 24 to 48 hours using OnCall Colombia. OnCallColombia.com. The information is on the screen as well as in the description of all my videos. Allow me to take a quick second to say thank you to all my supporters. Word, I can't, it's responsibility, even if it's just spending that act no better dad than a stepdad, because you stepped up. I got some awesome viewers. I have one story for you today. Again, it's about being a stepdad. Again, I truly think there's no better dad than a stepdad, because you stepped up. You made that choice, that active choice to step up and take care of somebody else's responsibility, even if it's just spending time with the kids. So you are greatly appreciated. Trust me, I had a stepdad. Okay. That's my dad, my stepdad. I'll put that out there. Okay, let's jump into the story. Want to be a stepfather? New rule would require stepfathers to pay child support. Stepfathers in Colombia could end up having to pay child support to their stepchildren. This is established by recent laws and rulings that recognize new family structures and seek to protect the well-being of minors, even when there's no biological link. The family structure in the country has changed. It's no longer just about biological or adoptive parents. Today, responsibilities also fall on those who have chosen to take on a parental role. And that role, though many may not realize it, can bring financial obligations when the relationship ends. According to Colombian law, child support covers expenses for food, health, education, clothing, and recreation for children and adolescents. Although the law states that this obligation falls primarily on the biological parents, there are situations in which a step parent may be required to provide support. The key is to demonstrate that they acted as legitimate parents. Judges and family authorities review two essential aspects to determine if a person is, in fact, a foster parent. The first is the emotional bond. There may be a stable relationship with daily presence, genuine participation in the child's life, and emotional recognition from the child towards that figure. This includes attending medical appointments, school meetings, family activities, and providing emotional support. Occasional help is not enough. The second aspect is sustained financial support. Occasional help is not enough. The authorities must see that the stepfather consistently covers household and child expenses, groceries, clothing, school supplies, transportation, healthcare, and even rent and utilities when they benefited the child. This support cannot be isolated or occasional. All of this is reviewed by a process that can begin with the Colombian Institute of Family Welfare, the ICBF, or a family police station. Their evidence, testimonies, and documents demonstrating the relationship are collected. If there are clear signs of parental responsibility, the case is referred to a family court judge, who determines whether the person must pay child support, and if so, how much. The amount is calculated by considering two factors: the step-parent's financial capacity and the child's actual needs. The payment must be proportional, reasonable, and sufficient to ensure the child's well-being. And as with biological parents, this obligation can be extended until the age of 25 if the young person continues their studies and is financially dependent. The rule has a clear objective: to protect the interests of the child and to recognize that in many homes, the parent must also be responsible. So there you go. Again, I got a pat on the back. Any stepdads, anybody who step up. I know there's going to be some crazy comments, but I'm going to tell you something. From me on the other side looking out is I had a stepdad from the age of 5 who raised me, so somebody who was in the home, who was just there. You know what I mean? Whether he was out at work or he was out bowling or whatever, that's my dad. Okay, to this day. I called him a couple of weeks ago and had to talk to him about something serious. So stepdads, step up. I just can't give more props to any stepdad. I had a biological father that didn't choose to be in my life. And before he passed away a few years ago, told his family that he didn't have a son. Luckily, he told my brother and my sister. And if you see us, you know. I mean, we all look alike. What really threw me was my biological uncle.
Okay.
He said, I talked to my...
Stop that there. So I just got a face palm for a second. DC, he's, like I said, and like me and Steve said, he does a good job of reporting the news. Sometimes he's way off with his opinions on things. Just because you had a good stepdad in your life, it doesn't make sense to pass crazy laws like this. All this is going to do is take more resources away from single moms. If I'm somebody over there, a Colombian that's considering being a stepdad to these kids, and then I know that, oh, if I help out too much, that they can put me on child support, then why would I help out like that? It just doesn't make any sense. So now that's just going to make things worse. It's going to make less people want to be in that position because you're forcing them to pay child support. So like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. If that's what you want to do, if you want to be a stepdad, cool. If that's what you're going to sign up for, that's your prerogative. But when you're making laws, you have to think about the greater good of everyone. And that logic just makes no sense. Just because you had a good stepdad, you want to make other people pay for shit that's not their responsibility. So yeah, it was a I mean, craziness. What are your thoughts on that?
Like Kendrick was said, miss me with that bullshit.
Yeah. Facts. 100% facts. Yeah. So I don't know why you're thinking, oh, this is great. This is great. This is a great law, and stepdads need to step up. Come on, man.
Is he the real
Come
daddy?
on, man.
No. So why the fuck does he have to step up?
So why is he forced to allocate his resources?
And this is, oh God, man. Good luck with that shit, man.
I want to go back to this Thailand point. Yeah, give single moms a lesser chance of finding someone. Facts. Like, all this is doing is hurting single moms. All that's doing is hurting single moms. That was the dumbest take that I've seen on something like that, on a law that affects, like I said, you got to look out the greater good of everyone when you're coming up with these laws. And more people need to factor in how this is going to affect men. Like, it's just always about women every time you're making these laws, and they don't make any type of sense.
Because they want it to only benefit women.
Yeah. You need to be thinking, how can we fix this situation without forcing people that don't really have any type of responsibility to these kids. You know, it makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. Wanted to go back to the Thailand thing. Shout out to Travelversity. He's lived in Thailand for an extended amount of time. He's going to go over the new laws on the visa requirements. But yeah, I understand that your point, Lance. The government's only cracking down on expats living long-term in Thailand on tourist visas. People with proper long-term visas and actual tourists tourists on their vacation. Yeah, but they made the laws to get these tourist visas very difficult for a lot of people. So that's my thing with it. And a lot of these countries don't look at the good that these Western countries are bringing. They just look at some of the bad things. Like, for example, Colombia tries to blame the United States for everything, for all of their problems, whenever, you know, most of the people that are over there that are engaging in these crazy crimes with minors and things like that are their own people.
Accountability.
They won't take accountability for it. They, as Casey said, they've created Disney World, and then they're mad at people for going to it, right? You have this area, you have parqueeras, you have all these girls standing around. It's legal. All this stuff is legal. And I'm not talking about the people that go over there for illegal stuff. The minor, less than 1% of people that go over there for illegal stuff. I'm talking about the 99.999% of people that go over there for legal activities that you guys have made legal in your country, and that your citizens do a lot more than we do. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy that you guys are you know, not taking any accountability for any of this stuff and acting like it's all the US's fault. So this is the same with Thailand. The US and a lot of these other Western countries are bringing over so much money to your country. Like, the Thai baht to the dollar is, like, the conversion rate is crazy low. So we're bringing over a lot of money. We're investing over there. Yes, there's things that are happening that are, you know, making the country look bad, and things that's always going to happen. There's always going to be that stuff. Just like, you know, other people come over to the United States and do things that make their countries look bad, right? So you have to understand that there's a few bad apples, and when they make these laws that pass that make visas harder to acquire, you have to have this much in your bank account. You have to have proof that your job will allow you to work over in this country for long periods of time. It just takes away from the money that's coming into your countries. And these countries don't understand that, yeah, we're going to crack down on certain things. That's cool, but understand that that's going to hurt your economy. And especially countries like Colombia that just want to blame the US for everything and don't want to take accountability for anything. If the US found someplace better, if a lot of these passport bros found a place that was better and they started going there instead, Colombia would be pissed because we bring billions of dollars over to their country's economy. So you know, they need to learn how to appreciate us, and not treat us like we're all PDF files and we're all
Villains and shit. Man.
all that stuff. So
Yo, Al, I'm
Yeah.
about to drop off, but I'm gonna watch, from the sidelines though. But yo, be safe, you know what I'm saying? Do what you do, you know what I'm saying? You already know that I got your support, you know what I'm saying? But happy holidays, my nigga.
appreciate it, bro. Yeah, we appreciate you pulling up. Just gonna go over a couple more stories. If anybody else wants to pull up to the panel, you are more than welcome. Appreciate you pulling up, Calais. Yeah, ho. Yeah, man, that was Calais, part of the mafia. Anybody else wants to pull up? Pull up. Got a couple more stories to go over. Again, me and Steve are kind of on different schedules right now. Steve's shooting with King 68. He's supposed to be at an event with Kim Kardashian right now. And we just wanted to go live, do a quick live, check in with y'all, kick it with y'all for a little bit, just because we haven't been able to do it this week. And we don't want to go weeks without checking in, kicking it with y'all. So Black Tiger, pull up to the panel. Yeah, he could pull up. Black, you've been talking about traveling. You've been talking about traveling, going to Medellin. When's the trip happening? When is that trip officially happening? All right, I'm gonna play the video.
So Thailand has just changed their visa laws, and it has sent a shockwave to everybody. And a lot of people are not going to be able to stay in Thailand. Hey, even myself, I think I'm gonna have to get up out of here. But we're gonna talk about that today and why Thailand has decided to change their visa rules. It's gonna really just be a straight up video of me just basically telling you all about all the visa rules that just got changed, and very significant because it's changing a lot of the ways that people have chose to live in Thailand. So we're gonna bring it down a little bit for y'all today, man. Hit that like button.
So if a guy like Travelversity, that's like I said, he served in the military, he has money, he's been over there for years, he's spending money, he's helping the economy. If their new laws are getting rid of people like that are contributing and bringing more tourism over to Thailand, bringing a lot of people over, if he can't stay because the laws are so strict, then I think personally, like, there's a problem. If he got to go, I think BMT's leaving Thailand. This isn't no rinky dink visa law. Like, they're getting very strict, and I think it's, if they keep up these strict actions, they're gonna lose a lot of money coming into their economy.
So if you didn't know, Thailand has officially changed its rules on visa extensions and border runs. So in the past, you used to be able to take a border run, you come here for 2 months, get an extension, take a border run and come back and it'll reset. And now a lot of people using this in order to stay in Thailand, but that's not necessarily the problem. The problem is there is a lot of criminal organizations out here from a bunch of different countries, Australia and China, a few different places that are using this visa as a scheme to do crime. And especially on the borders, like where Cambodia and Laos is, a lot of the border towns, they have a lot of foreigners who are using the guise of coming in and out through a tourist visa and using it to do crime. Not only that, you also have people that are using it in order to work. So there are people that are coming here from other countries that are on a tourist visa, but they're selling stuff and they're, working as vendors. And you're not supposed to do that, man. You got to have the proper visa if you are planning on working. You got to have work permits and all that type of stuff. But this has caused them to stricken all the rules when it comes to border runs. So from now on, you can only come in 2 times per year, basically, on a tourist visa. And on the first time, you can get a 30-day extension like they've been doing, where you come in, you get 60 days. But on the second time that you come in, you cannot get a new extension. You can only get one 30-day extension in the calendar year. And then the second one, they'll give you an extra 7 days. But after that, it ain't going to happen for you. Now, this has had people in a frenzy because...
Want to pause it right there. That's a little extreme. 2 times a year. Me and Steve have been to Colombia probably 6 times this year. If they put some shit on where you could only go 2 times in a year, I think that would affect a lot of people. But there's more. There's more.
Because there are a lot of other people that are living in Thailand and that have been here for a long time doing tourist visas and coming in and out, and that can get tricky. Like myself personally, I've had a regular visa, but for me, I'm at this point in and out of Thailand, and I'm not here for crazy long periods of time. So for me, it doesn't really affect me that much, but I am still going to get a long-term visa just so when I do come into Thailand, I don't have any problem. The reason I really haven't focused on getting one, because as you guys know, we were not here for like the last 5 or 6 months, so I didn't really have a reason to get a visa. But there are a few different visa options that you can get if you are coming to Thailand to avoid getting turned away, because a lot of people have been getting denied entry, turned back around. And the thing about it is, if they turn you back around, you got to go back to where you came from. So if you flying here from America, you have to fly all the way back. And a lot of people have struggled because there are people from some countries that don't have as much money. So they're coming here trying to work, whatever. They're getting turned around. And if you do not have money for a ticket back to where you are going, then you will be sitting in a detention center, an immigration detention center in Bangkok until you can get a ticket or until the airline decides to pay for it. Who knows how long that'll take. You definitely don't want to be sitting inside of a IDC immigration detention center because of the fact that you try to come in too much and you did the bad entries and you had too many, and you don't want to go through all that, man. You don't want to get...
All right. You take a flight from New York City, going to Thailand. You get to the airport. For whatever reason, they say, yeah, we're not letting you in the country. Sorry. You then have to get on a flight, go all the way back to New York City. You can't go to another country. You can't go to Philippines. You can't go to Japan. You can't go to Cambodia, to Vietnam. You got to go all the way back. And if you don't have money for a flight right then and there, which most people do, but a lot of people have been traveling, especially people recently. NYC, he almost got stuck in Thailand, right? Let's say he flew over, didn't have that money, was planning on doing a fundraiser or something to get the rest of the money, and then they tell him he can't come in for whatever reason, and he don't have that money to buy the flight back. Detention center. And that's not to pick on him. That's anybody that doesn't have the money or the other flight or whatever, going to Thailand. I always travel, I have flights and all that stuff, but some people travel and they don't have all that stuff together. So you're getting sent all the way back on a ticket to New York City, a same day ticket. That shit's expensive. It's like 2 racks. It could be 2 racks going back the same day. 2-3 racks. You don't have that, you're going to the detention center. So this is what I'm talking about. And these laws are extreme and they're super strict. So let's watch a little bit more.
Any type of hemmed up in another country. So definitely make sure you get the right type of visa. I'm gonna talk to y'all about a few different type of visas that you can get here. My favorite little smoothie stand right here. Fresh smoothie, healthy fruits. I love coming over here in the morning, get me a blueberry smoothie. So for me personally, like, I'm not even really mad that Thailand is doing this, because people will say all the time, like, I've gotten comments and people have said things like, oh, well, y'all going over there on tourist visas, y'all not supposed to be living there on tourist visas, you're not supposed to be there so much on tourist visas. Like, I'm one for rules. So I feel like personally, Thailand should have done this before, because I feel like you should know how often you can come in and out of a place. Like, don't tell me that there's no limit on the amount of times I can come in and out, or you don't give a limit on the amounts of times I can come in and out. I gave them a guideline. Like, for instance, if you're going into like Brazil or Colombia, a lot of times you have 6 months. You can stay for 6 months out of a calendar year. Most times you can get a 3-month visa, then you can get 1 extension.
There's a difference in the number of times you can come in and out of a country, and the difference in the amount of time that you can stay in the country, right? You can come in and out of certain countries like Colombia, for example, as he's saying. You can come in and out 1,000,000 times, right? But you can only stay for, I think it's 3 months, and then you got to get an extension or whatever. I don't even know what it is, because I never stay for the amount of time. I haven't gotten close to that amount of time yet. But coming in and out of a country a certain number of times, only 2 times for the year, like, you know, if you want to go back or whatever, or I know Homies Hub was over there, and he was there whenever they were making some of these laws and getting strict, and he was like, yeah, I'm just going to stay here for as long as I can for my days, because I don't want to have to leave and then come back, because that's going to count against my number of times. And then after watching this, it makes sense, because you only get that 2 times, you know, in a year to go there. Me and Steve wanted to go back. We went in February of last year. So it's like, all right, if we wanted to go in January of this year, that would be our second time in a 12-month period. And then we'd have to wait. Luckily, February's right there, but we'd have to wait, you know, before we can come back. And then we get 2 more times. But if you're over there, let's say you go, Keith, for example, Keith went to Thailand, and then he went to India with Pab, and then he came back to Thailand. Those are his 2 times. I don't know if he was there before the laws got put into place, but those are his 2 times. So you got to be strategic about your traveling now. Like I said, you could get sent back. I'm not for those laws. I'm not. Yeah, you can get stricter with the amount of time. Cool, whatever. A lot of countries have time limits, and maybe they didn't have a time limit, and maybe they were super lenient. But now I think they're going a little bit overboard to overcorrect the issue. Play a little bit more.
Extension, and that's it for the year. A lot of other countries, you can get 30, 60 days. That's it for the whole year. Thailand was one of the few places that I've come to where it was kind of like vague. Like, you can come in and out, you got to go, but you can come back. But it's always been up to the discretion of the people at immigration whether they want to let you in or not. So I like the fact that they're doing it, because of the fact that now it has some guidelines. All right, now you know for a fact you can only make 2 entries into Thailand. And for me, that works out good, because of the fact that now people know, and it's better to know than to be left guessing. So what can you do about this now? I had somebody comment under one of my videos basically saying, oh, y'all can't live in Thailand off a tourist visa. All these people saying they living in Thailand, they on a tour visa. You don't live in Thailand unless you're on a retirement visa. So just to clear that up, there is no visa that you can get in Thailand that's going to make you a permanent resident. It's just not going to happen. You're going to have to renew. Any visa you get will have to be renewed at some point. That's just how it goes out here. Even if you get a retirement visa, it's still renewable, and you have to renew it. Now, going into that, we can get into the visas and what kind of visas you can get out here to prevent you from getting turned away, detained, or anything at the border. So first, if you are over 50, you have the option to get a retirement visa. Now, I heard that the requirements for the income, because a lot of times when you get a lot of these visas, they want to see certain amounts of money in your bank account. Now, from what I heard, the retirement visa, the requirements have went up for it. But if you are over 50, you're able to get this visa. It's not that hard for you to get. Pretty simple, pretty easy. You don't have that problem for the most part, especially if you come in somewhere like an American country or Western country where you have pension and all types of stuff coming in. You'll have a bit more money that a lot of people in some other countries may not be able to do, because their pension may not be as much, or they may not have brought enough money in. So you can get a retirement visa. These new visa changes and visa laws aren't really affecting older people that can get retirement visas. This is normally affecting people under 50. There are many other long-term visas and many other visa options that you can get as an under 50 person that can still have you being able to stay in Thailand without having any visa problems. And that's the thing. And I think that's why Thailand has done what it's doing now, because of the fact that they have now created multiple ways for you to stay here the correct way if you want to stay here. Now, before, I don't know how it was working, where there wasn't many visas available, but it's pretty simple to get a visa out here. It just depends on your circumstance and how you want to go about staying out here. So we had the retirement visa. That's pretty much self-explanatory. You can look up the requirement for a retirement visa and you can get that. Next, you have student visas that you can get here. Education visa. If you want to do Thai cooking, if you want to do Muay Thai, if you want to do Thai learning classes, learning Thai, you can get an education visa. Now, these visas are usually 6-month visas or 12-month visas, and you can usually get them through the schools, through the visa companies or whatever. Now, the thing about those are they usually run about $1,000 to $1,500 US. So between $1,000 and $1,500 US is most of the time what they cost. And the thing about these visas is you can stay for a long period of time without having to leave. Like, you can basically stay here and you have to get it renewed every 3 months. You go to the immigration and, you know, they basically make sure you're here, you check in, show them your address, all that type of stuff as well. Now, that's the visa I used for a big bulk of the time that I was here. I was doing Muay Thai training and I had a Muay Thai student visa, which was a year long. But what I discovered and what I have shared on this channel probably a few times in the past already is the fact that you cannot come in and out freely with an education visa, because they're looking at it like, well, if you're here to learn, you're here to learn Thai language, you're here to do Muay Thai, you're here to learn whatever you're learning while you have your education visa, why are you coming in and out frequently? So you only get 14 days, and I don't even know if they changed it. This was a year ago, so I don't even know what the new rules are with the education visas, but when I had one, you could only leave the country 14 days out of the year, out of 12 months. So if you're somebody that wants to do a lot of traveling while you're in Thailand, or you want to go to other places and you don't want to just basically sit in Thailand for a whole year straight without leaving, this may not be a visa for you, which is why it wasn't the visa for me, because y'all know I like to travel around. And also, I don't plan on, at least not for the next couple of years, I don't plan on living in Thailand full time. You know what I'm saying? I actually got plans of going to Brazil, probably living half the year in Brazil once we finish this group trip. And speaking of group trip, if you ever wanted to travel with us, we are doing our first group trip here in Thailand. 9 days in paradise, man. It's going to be Bangkok. Many group trips that we are set it up if you don't plan on leaving. Now, I think this is the visa that's for most people, because most people aren't moving around traveling as much as we are, and most people that are going to come here that's planning on staying are most likely not leaving so often. So that will be the perfect visa for most of the people trying to come here and get that done. Now, you just got to make sure you go to a reputable place, a reputable education place, so you're not getting some fugazi visa. Just make sure you're going to some people that are on the up and up, so you don't have any problems with that. Now, the real reason I think that they have announced this new visa policy is because of the new visa that they've got, which is the best visa, which is the visa I'm actually gonna go get, is the a DTV, a digital nomad visa here in Thailand for people that work online, people that do like freelance work for yourself, entrepreneurs, things like that. You can get this visa, and this allows for you to stay for 5 years. It's a 5-year visa, multi-entry. You can come in as much as you want, in and out, and you don't have to worry about getting turned away with this visa. Now, the requirements are what set a lot of people back to maybe getting it, but I still think it's worth it. So after show that you have about $15,000 in the bank account, so it's 500,000 Thai baht, which is about 15,000 US. You have to show them that you have that in the bank account, and you have to show 5 or 6 months of statements showing that you've had that money. And you have to show them a contract, basically a working contract, saying that you have permission to be working in Thailand, whatever you're doing. And if you are your own business owner, you a freelancer, or you do work for yourself, you can write yourself a contract basically saying that you allow yourself to work here, and you can get a DTV visa. From what I know and from what I researched, is very simple process. So that's the one that I think that I'm going to be getting, and that's probably the best one. And the reason why I think that they've started this new policy, because at the end of the day, it seemed like they've already given you all the visa options you really need. On top of that, they have the elite visa. Now, the elite visa, this is a visa that is about $20,000. Now, if you got $20,000, $30,000 to spend on a visa, you can get the elite visa, which is a 5-year visa with VIP access. I think you get rides to the airport, you get a golf cart in the airport to your gate or whatever, and all that type of stuff. But I think the new DTV visa is kind of like they both 5-year visas, and one is $25,000, and one the DTV, which is $400. Now you have to have money in your bank account. Like I said, you have to have the $15,000 showing that you have money in your bank account. But the actual visa itself, the fee is only about $400. Now the thing about the DTV is you cannot do it in Thailand. Now I know they have many like visa agencies here that are charging you to do it, and they asking for about $2,000, $1,500 to $2,000, $3,000 to do your visa for you. But it's a visa that I heard is very simple to do, so you can just honestly try to do it yourself and save a lot of money. But you have to leave Thailand. You cannot get the DTV visa inside of Thailand. So a lot of people, which I'm about to do, fly to neighboring countries. You can go to Vietnam, you can go to Malaysia, you can go to Taiwan, wherever they have a Thai embassy to apply for the visa, and should only take a few days to get it done. So you have that option, and you have the far more expensive elite visa option. But if you got $20,000 that you just want to throw at a visa, then hey, that could be a best option for you. But all in all, no matter which one of these visas you decide to pick, you're gonna spend some type of money, and you either gonna spend some type of money or you have to have a certain amount of money in your bank account to get a lot of these visas. Now, a lot of people.
All right. Like I said, from the beginning of with me earlier, this is ridiculously, incredibly difficult to get for most people. Most people ain't going to be able to have 15 racks in their bank account, get a 5-year visa. Most people aren't going to be able to take advantage of the year of education because he said you can't be in and out all crazy. You're there to study, and then you got to pay $1,000 for that. Most people ain't gonna have 20 racks to pay for the visa, for the elite one. It's not worth it to me. It's not worth it to me to spend all that money there. In countries like Brazil, if you invest a certain amount of money into your business, meaning you actually own something that's going to generate you money in their country, then you get a permanent visa. He was Travelversity was saying you can't get a permanent visa in Thailand. You're always going to have to renew it. So you pay that $20,000, it lasts you 5 years, and 5 years later you're going to have to pay more money. Right? It might be another 20,000, or it might be more. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. But in Brazil, you invest a certain amount of money, maybe like 100,000 or something like that. You get a lifetime visa, like you get permanent residency in Brazil. Colombia, I hear if you invest a certain amount of money too, you can get it. I'm not 100% sure on Colombia's policies because I don't plan on staying there forever. But Brazil's the crib. Brazil's home. I will be there. And yeah, that's one of the benefits. Also, the visa that you have to get into the country, that lasts 10 years. It costs $80. And the stipulations are a lot less extreme to get it. So it's not crazy difficult like it is in Thailand. So that's all I was saying. Shout out to K9 in the building. I dropped the link if you want to pull up K9. Anybody wants to pull up, give y'all a couple minutes to pull up, but gonna be winding down soon. Just wanted to do a quick check-in. We've been going on for about an hour and 15 minutes. Want to do a quick check-in just because we've been so busy. We are going to do a proper show together very soon, but Steve had gone live the other day and he had a lot of work to do today. He's streaming actually right now. So check him out on King's channel. They're streaming. They're at some Kim Kardashian event. But yeah, he's moving and shaking, man. We both are. 2026 is going to be a great year. 2025 was already a great year. Ending it off strong, starting off the next year strong. And I'm super excited for the future, man. We are going to be blowing the fuck up over here at Mintuition. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to all the supporters. If anybody wants to pull up, I'll give y'all a couple more minutes. If not, I'm going to wind down. I got a lot to do tomorrow. But yeah, shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. And the best way to support us, like the video. If anybody's sent any Cash Apps, I can see the Cash Apps. We didn't get any Cash Apps yet. But if anybody sent any PayPal or Venmo, I can't see that right now. I got to wait till tomorrow. But we appreciate the support. Y'all have been supporting us. Let me see what our likes are at. If we got to 35, I have a feeling we're a little bit low. We're at 22 likes. If we can get to 35 within the next couple minutes, I'll make that announcement. I made it low. Typically, we do 40 to 60 likes, but I wanted to make it a little bit low because I got some exciting news. But we got to get that engagement there. Let's see. Cool. Well, guys, I'm going to wind it down. I am going to wind down. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Calais for pulling up. Appreciate it. Stay tuned. And be on the lookout for us. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Like the video on the replay. And until next time, adios.